Okay, so we have x squared, 1x squared, plus 1x squared. That's going to be 2x squared. Again, these are like terms. I'm not messing with the exponents yet because these are being added. We're not multiplying these. However, let's come to this other side, and now I have x times x. I can actually put 1s on these guys over here, and that's x to the first power times x to the first power. This is going to be, add these up, it's going to be x squared. Cut. Now, everything I've done is actually technically correct, but I'm instilling a bad habit here, because by all rights, I really should have made them do the multiplication first. Otherwise, I'm completely stepping on Aunt Sally's rules, which is going to contradict everything I'm teaching in the next lesson. So let's go back and blow this all the way. Uh-oh. And we're going to do this again. All right, let's take it from the top. Let's look at one more problem that combines skills from this lesson and the lesson before. Let's look at x squared power plus is x to the second power. So I'm going to rewrite this. 4x squared plus x squared plus x squared. Yes, rewrite it. One of the habits that you want your middle school and high school students to get into is rewrite every line. I want you to be familiar enough with each problem as you're doing it that by the time you get to your answer, you kind of have an idea in your head every step you did to get there. I'm going to have this problem embedded in short-term memory, so to speak, so that way as I'm working it through, I know it, I'm writing it, I've rewritten every step, and by the time I get to the end, I'm fairly certain because I've had the whole problem in my mind because I've rewritten it 4 times. And then I'm just going to forget about it when I go on to the next problem. This is going to be critical when your child is working on, when your junior and senior is working on their ACT prep. All of this is gearing our young people up to get ready for those college entrance exams. I want them to do well in Algebra 1, I want them to do well in Geometry, and do well in Algebra 2, so that way they can take those high risk, let's call them high risk assessments, because there's a lot at stake, high stakes assessment, because those are the scores that are going to determine what kind of a college they get into. Very, very important. So, let's come back here. 4x squared plus x squared plus x squared. Now, the other rule we talked about is when you're adding exponents, I'm going to put a 1 in front of a letter by itself. This letter has no number in front of it, so that's the implied 1. So that's 1x squared plus, let's squeeze that other 1 in there, 1x squared. These are all x squareds, so I can add these guys. 4 plus 1 plus 1. This whole thing evaluates to 6x squared. And this is going to be my answer.